This episode of the Firebirds Fan Zone is brought to you by Kyle Garman Realtor. Whether it's your forever home or that perfect desert getaway, Kyle Garman and his team at Keller Williams have the experience, integrity, and tenacity you can depend on to make the dream of home ownership come true. The Fan Zone is also brought to you by DesertDefenseLawyers.com. It's a fact that bad things happen to good people, and DesertDefenseLawyers.com is there to make it better when it does. DesertDefenseLawyers.com has been keeping good folks out of the penalty box since 2008. The Firebirds Fan Zone is all about sharing the Coachella Valley Firebirds fan experience, so if you're enjoying the show, please remember to subscribe and hit the notifications button so you never miss an episode. If you're really enjoying the show, please feel free to share it with the world. And of course, hit that like button. Okay, if you're ready, we're ready, so let's get into it. 3, 2, 1...
Firebirds goal! Scoring his 13th goal of the playoff. The captain, number 17, Max McCormick, assisted by number 19, Cameron Hughes. Welcome to the Firebirds Fan Zone with your hosts, David and Kyle.
Wow, that's pretty good. That's strong.
Really? Let's not give it all away.
Yeah, come on, man.
Not yet. Let's save some
We're
content.
recording though, right?
We're up and running.
So this episode actually has already started.
Yes.
How about that? You didn't even know.
Oh, I didn't.
It was like magic. The episode already started,
We're
and
up
since
and running.
the episode already started, we got to start it off. Do your thing.
Absolutely. Again, the
Tell
massive
them.
amount of support that we've had from you guys has just been awesome. I think we're ready to take it to the next level. So let's hit that 300 subscribers. Let's like, share, and comment. Keep moving forward, guys. We appreciate you. We love the support, and we're just going to keep doing our thing if you let us. So thank you.
Outstanding.
Yeah.
So let's jump right in.
Let's go.
So today, this is a really cool one.
Yeah, I like it.
We've got Meghan Peterson, and you have no clue who that is. But if you've gone to more than one event at Acrisure, you've seen her work.
Yeah.
Meghan Peterson, I'm just going to set this up for us. Okay. Meghan Peterson is the one responsible for converting the arena from hockey to whatever else it is, back to hockey to whatever else it is. And we are very excited to have you here.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome. How you feeling?
Feeling good.
Yeah.
So right, see what she's doing? We talking. She's starting off kind of soft.
It's okay.
Yeah, man.
It takes a minute.
Enjoy it. Be here. Okay.
Can I just?
Yeah,
I want to
please.
jump in because when you were talking about
Yeah.
the events, we had Billy Rodriguez on the show, and he was kind enough to hook us up with some Eagle tickets.
Ooh, okay.
So the last concert that was here, I had never seen the Eagles, and I'd never been to the arena that wasn't hockey.
Okay.
Really?
First time.
In all this time?
In all this time. I know, I told you. It's
Oh,
just,
man.
I know, I'm behind. So when I got there, it felt so much different.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking around, and we had a really cool skybox view, so I got to see everything, and I took, obviously, pictures of our section 106, shout out. And it just looked amazing, and I thought, how in the world, how much work, and that's why having you on was so important, because we thought, how do they do that? Because the next day was a hockey game. So it went from Eagles that night, which they played till 11 o'clock at night, and then it was hockey the next day. So it was awesome. I'm excited.
That's
cool.
all the stuff we're going to get
cool.
into. But first, we want to know who you are as a person. Man, tell us, what is your story? Where are you from? How did all this happen?
So I'm from Hudson, Wisconsin. That's where I grew up, born and raised.
Where is that in the state?
So, if you take your hand here, it's
Yeah.
so Green Bay in this little area,
Uh-huh.
Lake Michigan. I'm all the way up here.
Oh,
So I'm about 45 minutes outside Minneapolis, St. Paul, right on the river there.
Okay.
cool.
Went to college at Iowa State University.
Go.
Cyclones.
Cyclones. Go Cyclones.
And I needed a job when I got there. So I went on the job board, looked for a job, love sports. So Hilton Coliseum was my first building that I ever worked in.
Where's that?
Ames, Iowa.
Ames. Good old Ames.
Yes. So I applied there. I interviewed with their HR lady, and she told me, if I can lift a basketball floor, so can you. And she's this petite little woman, like, okay, sure, not that hard.
If we can lift a basketball floor.
Like with one hand?
That's
What does that even
awesome.
mean?
A
That's
piece
awesome.
of it.
Okay.
I'm like, okay, let's see what this is about. So I started there my freshman year, and I stayed the entire
Wait, what was
time.
that? What was that freshman job? What was that?
They called it a production crew, is what they called it. So I worked overnight. I converted that building from event to event. So there I mostly did the collegiate sports, basketball, volleyball, wrestling, gymnastics. Every once in a while they'd have like a convention event. They hosted the career fairs for the students. Summertime there were some national events and things like that. Very few concerts just because of the size of the building and everything. But
So this sounds like a full-time job.
it was kind of, I got to pick my hours. So they
cool.
They sent out like, hey, these are the shifts that we have. If you're available, we'll schedule you.
Okay.
Things like that. I started out, I could not lift the basketball floor. I could not do a lot of these things.
How big is a piece? Like how?
A piece is an 8 by 8 feet long, 4 feet wide.
That's a big piece. That's a lot of floor.
Back then, I'd say then, it wasn't that long ago, but the pieces themselves were about 150 pounds.
Oh my goodness.
Oh wow! So you got under
so
that.
you
You're
had
like strong
four
like bull
people
now?
per piece is the ideal, to keep the court safe, keep yourself safe,
Sure.
and all that fun stuff.
How old were you when you said you were a freshman? So
I was 18.
you're 18 years old, and did you play? You said you were into sports. So what were you into at the time? You were playing sports, or
I was in high school. I played basketball. Was not very good.
what position?
So I grew tall faster than a lot of people. So I was the 5 position.
Okay.
I'm obviously not very tall, solid 5'7" on a good day. So I quickly did not develop and become very great, come high school.
Okay.
But I still enjoyed it. My friends and I did it.
Awesome.
Played with people that I played with since I was in 4th grade.
Oh wow.
And that
That's
kind of
pretty fun.
thing.
Yeah.
So I always knew I wanted to work in athletics, in a sports industry. At that time, this is not where I thought I would be. So I did not start my college career this way. But
What was our intention going into college?
I wanted to be a accountant.
Okay. This is why I love doing the show, because we take a left turn so hard, so fast at times.
Well, there's a long list of very athletic accountants in sports
absolutely,
history.
absolutely. Yeah. Okay. So we're good with numbers. We're good with math.
We're not. That's the funny part. We're not.
Well,
Which
I
one?
always wanted to be an Olympic gymnast, but I can't touch my toes.
Yeah.
All right. So we're not great with numbers, but accounting. Explain that. Can we talk about that a little more?
It's kind of like a puzzle is how I thought of it.
Okay.
Right? Numbers
Yeah.
have to fit in certain places. You have to hit certain numbers. You have to hit these kind of things, and you got to figure out how that all works, right?
Mm-hmm.
One class in college, I made it about 2 years in my path of accounting, and I got to the second round of statistics, and I'm like, this is not for me.
Okay.
This isn't it.
Well, there was a 50% chance it wasn't going to be. That's
Exactly.
a statistics joke. I
Good
just threw out
job.
there. Yeah, that's good.
Exactly. But I was in my second year working at Hilton Coliseum, and I kind of fell in love with it. Like this was cool. This is something I wanted to continue doing in some way. So I stayed with it through college. I did a couple internships with, the local G League basketball team. Not local, I guess Des Moines isn't necessarily local, but and some other event type. So event management was my next route in that. But I took a little break, tried the financial planning route, and I was an assistant to a financial planner where I just copy and pasted numbers into Excel and didn't really do a whole lot.
Mm-hmm.
When you fell asleep by lunchtime,
Yeah,
you're like,
right.
yeah, this
I
isn't
did.
for me.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
In typical 8-hour day, I'm like, I'm tired. I need a nap.
Yeah.
And I only worked 8 hours. Like that's now I could work upwards of 15 to 20 depending on what we're doing.
Yeah,
Well,
we're gonna
Matt,
get
you
into
got
that.
some vampire stuff going.
We're gonna
'cause
get
you're
into
working
that
at
for
night, yeah.
sure. Because yeah.
So you're working your way up. Then what?
I needed more leadership in ability, skills and whatnot. So I tried. I became the convention services coordinator, supervisor for Marriott Hotels in Des
Okay.
Moines. So I had a small little department, myself and 3 others, that we set up all the convention space within that hotel. So classroom sets, galas, weddings, whatever that might be. For that, built up some leadership skills, and eventually found myself within an arena in Des Moines, and that's where I was before I came here. I was there.
What were you doing? Were you doing this there?
Yes, yeah. So I was an operations supervisor I was in charge of teams, again, converting the arena. But then over there, we also had a trade show hall and a convention center. So I still had that side of doing all of that within those spaces.
Okay.
It's a lot of work.
So let's get to how did you? We always ask everybody
Yeah.
similarly. Tell us about the call.
How'd you get
the
here?
call to come to Acrisure?
So I actually read this job description 3 times before I applied because I didn't think I'd be qualified for it. There's a lot of things on it that I didn't know how to do or anything like that.
Can you say what?
Just some more technical of like lockout tagouts and
yeah.
things that I didn't really have too much experience on.
What is that?
I know what that is.
What is that?
It's when you're getting ready to like shut off power to a certain system. So usually it deals with high voltage, and you have to. A manager will come along and they'll actually lock that system, and then other people will lock it with them if you're working on that job, and then you get to keep a key. And so in order to then re-energize that, you have to take it off, and the manager has to it's a whole system to keep it.
So that nobody
I used to
gets
work construction.
shocked.
Yeah, I used to work in refineries, and we had to learn lockout, tag out, and you had to have your own little key. And
See?
oh yeah,
It's all about learning stuff here.
well, it's life skills. It's just exactly. But
Several things on there. I've never built an entire team up from scratch. I've never
Ooh.
done any of that.
Have you been here since day one?
I have been here since day one.
Oh, dude, we got to get into that. Okay, so
right, because yeah.
I'm sorry,
I get
I'm
excited now.
so excited. So, job board, maybe not qualified.
Who
then
cares?
what?
We're going
Yep.
for it.
I said, screw it. Let's
Good for you.
just put the application in. It's not going to hurt me. I let my bosses know that I had in Iowa that I had applied for this in case they get a phone call and things like that. It is the same company, so they will likely talk to each other anyway.
Sure.
So my current boss here in the Valley, he actually started his career in the building I was working at.
Okay.
So he already knew my bosses.
Love it.
So the second he saw my resume come through, he called them.
Awesome.
And we kind of had that connection going. I had 3 interviews, all through Teams, and I accepted once they offered it to me. After
Yeah, you
that
did.
third interview.
Yeah, no doubt.
I had never been out here before.
That was going to be our
Before.
next
Okay.
question. Yeah,
So
We're going to get to that.
never been out here.
I
Okay.
had never been out here, so I accepted it sight unseen. I didn't know what I was getting myself into, but I was excited for that opportunity to move halfway across the country.
It's a little different, isn't it?
Very different.
All right, when did you come out?
I came out in August 28th-ish of 2022.
So it's still mostly just a coming together dirt pit
Yes.
of a structure.
Yeah, we're not
okay.
even there yet.
Yeah.
Did you drive out? I love asking. Did you drive out?
I did.
How was that drive?
My car broke down in the mountains of Colorado.
No, was it
Yes.
just you?
It was just me and my cat,
You and your cat?
Me and my
oh,
cat.
no.
What's your cat's name?
God.
Jameson.
Jameson.
Ooh. After the
Is it an
the
Irish
whiskey?
cat?
It is an Irish cat.
Okay. Like your style.
I love it.
All right, so you and Jameson are in the South Park Pass of Colorado, and your car breaks down.
Yep. My suspension cracked, so I'm driving a 2000 Toyota Camry, fully rusted out of the bottom. I hit a pothole because my car has everything that I own in it. And it was good. They towed me to a mechanic. They told me it's going to be like $5,000 to fix it. I'm like, car, I didn't even pay $5,000 for the car. Like, I'm not going to
We're not doing that.
So they let me sit in their shop trying to figure out what am I doing? Am I going to ship everything here, get on a plane? Am I going to rent a car?
Oh, my gosh.
My dad's freaking out. He smoked a cigarette for the first time in like 15 years.
Nice job. Nice job on you for that.
Yeah, that's right.
My mom lives in Florida. She can't help. My stepmom's contemplating flying to Denver to meet me. And I'm like, but you're not going to fit in the car even if you get here. Like, I don't know what we're going to do.
So
So
back seat, front
Carvana
seats,
delivers
all-
cars. You have Carvana bring you one,
Yeah.
or what'd you do?
I ended up renting a car. There
Okay.
was a small airport that had one nearby. So I
What town was it? Where?
just outside of Vail.
Okay.
So I was on day 2. But, I mean, to start that day, I had $1,800 stolen out of my bank account.
Megan,
What the heck?
were you thinking like maybe this isn't the thing for me?
Yeah.
Are you looking at
Yeah.
all these signs going, what have I done? What
You're
have I
not going to
Yes.
make your noon appointment. We got so much
This
to
is-
talk about right
Oh,
now.
my gosh.
So you got your bank account pilfered.
Yep.
Your car breaks down.
Yep.
You and Jameson are in, well, it's August in Vale, so it probably
Dad's
wasn't
picking
that
up
bad.
smoking again.
Yep.
Dad's
I
smoking
mean-
in Iowa. Mom's in Florida freaking out. Stepmom's looking at airlines.
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah,
then what?
and then what?
Oh, it gets better.
Oh, it gets better.
Of course it does.
I go get the car. One of the mechanic workers, he drives me to the airport. I get the car, and then I go back to where my car is because it can't drive anywhere, right? Oh my gosh. It starts to downpour, so I have to unpack my car to the
In the
rental
rain.
car in the rain.
Holy crap.
I think I saw
You
this
poor
movie.
girl.
Yeah.
I'm feeling
Yeah.
terrible for you.
In the rain.
Okay.
So everything's all packed up. I'm good. I call the parents, let them know that I'm good. I'm on my way. I wasn't on track because I had given myself 3 days to make it out here just to be safe.
How many hours did we lose in this adventure?
6 hours.
Okay.
So not terrible.
No, but
still not
It's a long
not
6
well.
hours.
Yeah.
So once they all got situated, I let them be fine. I'm crying in the drive through the mountains of Colorado. I'm telling
This is
myself,
so beautiful.
I'm telling myself I can't be mad right now. I shouldn't be upset. Look at all this, and I'm not
Right.
even enjoying it. But I
Right.
was. I finally let my bosses know, hey, I'm kind of gonna be late.
On your first
This
day?
is what
Yeah.
happened, and they're like, oh, what can we do? There's nothing you can really
No,
do right now.
not at that point.
I'm good. I'm on my way. I'm at the next hotel. The cat was a trooper. He made it in his little kennel from when we woke up at about 7 or 8 a.m. Until we made it to the next hotel at about 8 or 9 p.m. that same day. So
Way to go, Jameson.
he,
Do you have any pictures?
I do.
I want to
have
show them.
plenty
I
of
want to
pictures.
show them
Yeah.
Jameson
Yeah.
the Trooper.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
part of the show now. Might be our new mascot.
Yeah.
He's not always the nicest of things.
That's okay.
But
Neither is Jameson.
He loves to attack.
So when you got here, now we're driving past, we're getting to the windmills, we're seeing the casino, we know
Yeah.
the
Oh,
valleys.
wait, which way did you come in? East or west?
Would've
From the hill,
been-
from the grade, or did you come in from?
I think it was that way. I think it was east.
Oh, okay. So we didn't see
So
the.
you got the beautiful
Yeah.
valley opening up before your eyes.
What was your first impression?
I was kind of confused because I'm driving through the desert. There's
Yeah.
nothing there.
Right.
And all of a sudden the car starts to make the weather service announcement of you're in a flash flood. And I'm looking around and I'm like, it's not raining. I don't know what's happening.
That's weird.
But I could see off in the distance that you can see the rain cloud, right? And you could see that.
Oh.
But I wasn't driving through it. I wasn't going to be going through that at all. But I called my mom, Mom, what do I do?
Just keep going.
Am I just going to keep driving?
Well, they warned the whole county for
Yeah.
a 1 mile
Yeah.
Yeah.
risk zone. So
Yep.
But you get here.
Get here.
Now, did you have a hotel set up? Did we have a rental house set up? How, what was your situation? And then, what was day one like for you when you get here? Did you go out exploring? Did you just go right to the arena? Did you obviously there were some things that we had to settle into, but what was that like for you?
I had set up a casita to rent a casita from somebody before I came out here. That was one thing that I really needed for my own sanity, that I need somewhere to live.
Sure.
I can't,
Well, yeah.
can't do that. In hindsight, I probably should have waited because it's very far from the arena, and I didn't. I just thought looked it
what
up
city?
on maps. In South La Quinta,
Okay.
It's,
yeah,
uh,
it's a little
the
ways.
Cove area.
past the past PGA West.
Oh, I know where you are. You're out at Trilogy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm way
well,
out there.
Real estate agent, man. I know where things are.
Way to give
That
away
is,
her address.
you're right.
though. Nice
That
going.
is out there. You're
yeah.
right. Are you still there now?
I am still there now, but in 2 weeks, I'm gonna move into an apartment off Washington.
Oh,
so,
good for you.
Outstanding.
so
Yeah.
I'm gonna be a lot closer.
I was gonna say I could help you get out of there, man.
Yeah.
That is a ways out. It's a
It is
trek.
Look at you making sales.
I'm
Middle of
not.
the
I'm
show.
helping people.
Helping
That's
you?
helping her.
I don't blame
I'm
you.
trying. I'm just
Business
trying.
is business. I
It's
got
out
you.
there.
All right, so you got the casita.
Yeah.
Then what?
I unpacked the car in a record of 45 minutes.
Because it was 8,000 degrees out, probably.
Yeah.
It wasn't too bad. So I got in at about between 6 and 7 p.m. So the sun was pretty
Okay.
much down.
Good.
And stuff like that. I kind of walked around the property a little bit. RJ had actually offered to go get drinks and whatnot, but I'm like, I've had a day.
RJ's
I'm
awesome
just-
that way.
Yeah.
I'm
He's
just
good
gonna
like that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just stay home and I'll take you up on the next time.
I think by then he was pretty new to town too,
I
right?
think so.
Yeah, he had been here a week. So him and I started officially the same day, but I spent my first week online in Iowa,
Okay.
Oh.
and he was here already.
Was he your first person that you kind of connected with? Or?
Yes. So RJ and I are about the same age, similar backgrounds, things like that. So we had that. And then what he does and what I do, we work very closely together as well.
Oh, that makes
within,
sense.
Within the
That makes
It's
department.
good to have the new
Yeah.
town. It's good to have someone.
If
Yeah.
for those of you that don't know who RJ is, so I think it was episode 2 or 3 we had him on. RJ is the official ice manager. He's on the Zamboni, and he's the one that makes the ice perfect for everybody.
when she puts the floor, or when she takes the floor up, he
He's
puts the ice down.
He's the guy
or
managing that. Yeah. And he had just beautiful flowing hair when he first got here. I remember seeing him, right? Yeah. And then he cut it all
like
off.
Fabio style.
Yeah, it was great.
Okay.
It was strong.
Check it
So that's awesome. Yeah, he's a great guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'd love having him on.
Anyway, we digress a lot. All right, so now you're settled in.
Yep.
You wake up the next day. Then what?
I had to return the rental car. Thankfully,
Oh yeah, you don't have a car.
Don't have a
right?
car.
I don't have a car. Yeah, I don't have a car. My VP, Phil, he let me borrow one of his cars. And then within that first week was when I had to find a car.
Wow.
I had never bought a car before. I had never purchased one on my own like that, taken out a loan or anything like that. So that was a new process.
What'd you get?
I have a 22 Kia Forte.
The Kia
So
Forte.
she went straight for the new car.
Yes.
All right, good on you. Okay. And Kia's made by Hyundai, and those are spectacular
Strong
products.
cars,
So
yep.
okay. So you and your new Forte
Yep. We're
cruising around town.
Did you
then
go out
what?
to the arena right away, or did you kind of do a hot lap around the valley just to see what was going on out here?
I didn't really. I did a drive to the office because our office was on Cook Street
Right.
until we were able to move into the building.
Remember that?
Just to see how long this was going to take and figure that out. And then I very much enjoy CrossFit. So
Really?
I had to find that gym and that home for me
Okay,
within that first week as well.
good for you.
What'd you find? Let's give him a little plug.
Yeah.
I did. So I work out at Foundry CrossFit on Washington and Country Club.
Okay. Cool.
And then
Like
I
it.
coach there part-time as well.
Right on. Shout out
Good
to
for
Foundry.
you. All right. Yeah. We do some things. Dave and I are we
Do some stuff.
we'll work out a little bit.
We'll tell you about that later.
Yeah,
It's not about us.
It's not about us. It's about you.
Meanwhile, all right. So your first week was online, and then you get out here, and the arena is still pretty much a hole in the dirt.
Yep.
What does the transition? What is the title? Transition. What's your title?
My title is Senior Operations Manager.
Oh, so it's more than just Okay, so
Yeah. It's
what are you
operations.
what are you doing while the arena is a dirt pit?
So I am looking into purchasing like pipe and drape, bike racks.
Pipe and drape.
So it's, you can't really see behind us here, but this plastic, right? You could have like cloth sheeting that's hanging on some poles just to
Like
kind
in
of
Dexter?
divide
Like
a
curtains. No,
yeah,
it's like curtains.
It's like
no,
a curtain.
Not like Dexter. Okay, just checking.
Not like-
Okay.
To divide a space
Okay,
or to
got it.
block something from somebody from seeing anything,
Sure.
kind of thing. And then I had to start building a team of people to make this happen, figure out how am I going to train them, when am I going to be able to do that, how many people do I need.
That was my question. How many?
So on an overnight conversion from event to event, we have about 30 part-time people
Okay.
and then 4 full-time people.
34 with you. 35 people get all that done in one night.
Yes.
Wow. And how long is the training process?
So unfortunately, we got into the building we started to make ice December 7th of 2022. Our first event was December 14th.
Yes.
So they built the ice. It takes about 3 days to do that. And we had to cut our ice, what we call ice decking, which covers the ice when we go into concert mode or basketball or anything like that. And
Is that
That
the
took a
layer
day.
between the floor and the thing?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's like a 1/4 inch thick pressed fiberglass flooring, kind of fits together like a puzzle. So we had to cut that from scratch, lay
Really?
it down, and
Who
then
does
pick it
that?
up. So Athletica is one of the big suppliers for that. They supply all the glass, the dashers, and they also do our flooring.
What's a dasher?
That is the walls
Okay.
that the glass sits in.
Got it. Okay. We're
Got it.
learning.
I like
Okay.
That's what this is about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're
So
learning.
they came in, they cut that, and then we had to pick it back up because I think Seattle wanted to come skate on it or something, or they had some open house that week.
I didn't know
believe
that.
you.
Yeah. So they did that, and then there was no opportunity for us to really train ahead of time. So we did it all on the spot, in the moment.
How chaotic was that?
Very.
How stressed were you? Actually, let me ask you this. Were you more stressed up in Colorado when your car broke down, or were you more stressed on that night?
I'll bet she was wishing she was back in Colorado with a broken down
Right?
car.
Which was more...
I was contemplating my decision.
Your life decisions.
I was contemplating. I was like, is this really for me?
Yeah.
Am I really the right person for this?
Well, it turns out.
Turns out you are.
I'm still here. So.
Still here.
So that first December 14th, that was that concert,
That's
right?
Chris Rock.
Correct.
And, no.
Yes.
Who? Chris Rock, right?
Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle.
And Dave
Okay,
Chappelle.
and then wasn't there a music concert after that?
And then there was the Doobie Brothers.
There it is.
The day after.
That's what I was thinking.
And then the day after that was Grupo Firme.
Do you have anything to do with outside the building or just inside the building?
No, I don't have anything.
Okay.
We kind of contract that out.
The first night traffic situation was outside of your walls.
Don't try to blame her for all that.
No.
Don't
because-
do that.
No, the reason I'm asking is because apparently I wasn't there. The next night it flowed.
It got better.
perfectly
Yeah.
seamless,
The
so-
first night.
Yeah.
Horrific,
Okay.
but-
Well, another subject.
Not her
another
fault.
day. Okay.
We're not
Sorry,
gonna do
we'll ignore that call. All right. So hang on. There's just so much going on right
know.
now. December 7th, the ice is laid down.
There you go.
Yes.
December,
10th, we cut the ice decking.
you cut. Where does that, like? I don't want to get into minutia, but
Yeah.
someone's doing
within
that.
the ice.
You do it right there,
right
cut
there,
to fit.
in the moment. Like
Wow.
you cut to fit it. We did the curved pieces and just laid it all down until we got to the very end.
And then laid the floor on top. Okay, so fast forward.
That's cool.
You're kind of in the groove.
Yeah.
You know what happens
Well,
next?
it's chaos,
Yeah.
right? You're
Chaos.
doing it
Yeah.
as you're going along.
Yeah. So
Training these-
our first conversion. Thank you for giving us one day in between our very first hockey game, which was December 18th.
Yes.
Uh,
as we're
Our
familiar
first
with.
conversion took 36 hours
36 hours.
to go
Learning
from
curve. Learning curve.
So
to
you,
go from from a sold out Grupo Firme show on Friday night,
yeah.
and I was still lowering nets and tightening the safety cable when the doors opened for the game on the 18th.
You were still. Now I had heard because we had Gino Lamont here. There was Grant Fuhr that's been on the show, and there has been people. I think Gino said the paint was still wet in certain
places,
areas.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like that was the mad dash, and you're telling me that you guys were still literally like, hey, don't look over. Everybody, look at the players. Don't
Look
look
at the
over
monkey, look at the
here,
monkey.
and
Yeah.
we're still hoisting things and moving stuff, and
Yeah.
Well, look, we were there from doors open on the 18th, and we didn't notice any of it. So
Yeah.
right.
you
Most
were-
people wouldn't.
Yeah.
It's the little things that if you know what you're looking for, then you would notice those things.
Yeah.
But that was a long day. I was the only person on the team that knew what we were doing. So I was trying to bounce back and forth for different teams on whatever they were trying to put together. I couldn't find diagrams. Thankfully, RJ came in and helped me at about 7 a.m. He came in and he knew what to do. So
And you've been up all night, right?
and I had
doing
been
all
up all
this?
night from the concert the night before. So then
Did you sleep there?
No.
Ain't no sleeping.
I survived off Monster and concession food for a while.
Whoa.
Do you get a discount on concession food?
Sometimes.
So RJ steps in. This is
RJ steps
this is
in.
why you speak highly of him because
Yep.
he stepped in.
He
and-
stepped in and kind of saved the day, helped me out.
Cool.
The two of us are broken up and we're working with teams to start putting everything together. And then more of the managers and VPs start to come in as well, and they're helping out in different ways that they can.
Well, that's
And-
good. That's good to know. Good to hear that the
Yeah.
senior staff was coming in and pitching
Yeah.
in.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's good.
And finally, by the time I left on that day, almost all the glass was put up and ready to go, and we were just getting to the point of uncovering the ice and whatnot. Wow. So
I remember that night. So I'll ask you about it too. But I just remember how clear and clean the glass was because it's brand new.
Yeah.
I just thought, wow.
It's got some game time on it now.
Yeah, dude. Now it's all hammered up and it's really cool. Did you stay there for the opening night when the boys came out, the big ceremony? Like you had to, right?
had to.
You had to.
How
But-
was that?
I didn't have to. Like,
But-
I was
But you
definitely
had to.
I was definitely told, like, you're not expected to be here. You were here all night.
But you,
But I wanted to.
you want to see it.
I
This
wanted
is-
to be.
Let me get this. I just did everything to make this happen. And you want me
Yeah.
to leave while it's happening? Not
right.
a chance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What'd you think? What was your impression of the
It-
opening night?
It was amazing. It was awesome. It was
you get-
everything that, like, all the hard work and blood, sweat, and tears that went into it with everybody.
Did you cry a little bit?
Absolutely.
Good for you. Well, you should. I mean,
Absolutely.
you're putting it all out there, and
Yeah.
and people are enjoying it, and
Yes.
you had a hand in that. You and your crew.
A lot of hands.
Yeah.
A lot
Well,
of
yeah.
a lot of
Yeah,
hands.
yeah.
A lot of hands to, and a lot of those people, they stayed with the whole time. Like, they were with me, the 20+ hours, and they tried, right? And that's all that I ever asked for them from the beginning was, if you're here willing to learn, I will teach you everything you need to know.
Awesome. That's good leadership.
Yeah.
That's great. Well, it starts with you, so that's awesome. Good on you.
Yeah.
It's a lot of real work and stress, and
It's hard work, and I didn't shy away from letting them know that what they were going to be getting themselves into. I don't think they thought they'd be getting into that, but
and did that galvanize your crew after that night? I mean, all that hard work and seeing you pouring. I mean, because they're watching you, they're looking
Right.
to you for the leadership, and if you're running that crew,
Mm-hmm.
and then they're looking to you for all that, and so that brings a crew together.
yeah.
And so I'm assuming that's still a thing today.
Same crew.
It is. So we're a bit larger now. We've grown about doubled from what we started with. I have about 25 of the original 30 or so that are still here. Close-knit family, it feels like, anyway.
Yeah,
when we're in here,
absolutely.
we can joke around and mess with each other, but they understand that when it's go time, it's go time.
Yep.
Hockey games end at 11, sometimes midnight, depending on
Sometimes
flow of the
next
game.
day, yeah.
Yep.
And we can have a concert that needs to come in at 4 a.m. the next day.
Yeah.
So we have a short window to make that happen, and they understand when.
What's the
when it has
fastest you've ever converted? You've done the conversion
to. So our fastest is 4 hours.
from ice
To
to
concert.
ready to put chairs down, or do you put the chairs down?
We do not on the overnight. The chairs will go down once the stage crew has come through and did all their rigging and
yeah.
everything, and then so the chairs usually go down day of show around 1 p.m.
So 11:05, we're clearing out. You guys are coming in 3-4 o'clock in the morning. The floor is down, but it's more than just a floor. Like, what all has to
Yeah.
happen?
Yeah, so the flow of how it needs to go is the ice decking needs to go down. Ice has to be covered for taking out all the glass. Glass will come out. The benches will be flipped to seats. And the penalty box as well gets flipped to seats. The 106 area where you sit
Retractable.
is non-existent on
I
concert
know,
days.
it's so crazy. That's so cool.
And we hide that thing in the back somewhere. And then we have to, so since the ice sits 2 inches above the concrete, we have to have a build out that goes back into those retractable seatings underneath the scoreboard. So we have to lay that down. When we first did this, we used 2-inch thick plywood, which was about 200 pounds
That's
a
heavy.
piece.
Yeah, that's,
Yikes.
that's
Very heavy.
Yes.
Over the summer, we were lucky enough to get an old ice decking floor to where we screwed 2 pieces together, so that becomes a lot lighter.
This is where the stage is, you mean?
Yes.
Wow.
So we'll lay that down, take out the glass, take out the west walls where that curve is, so that it can be a seamless floor from there. But that's kind of it from there. Like I know it doesn't. It's a lot, but
Well, I'm just thinking, like, our seats are bolted down, so someone's got to come with a Makita and pull them all out like this.
I don't think so. They fold and they stack.
They
the
do?
bolted seats don't move. So
Yeah.
depending on where your seats are at, they might always be there,
Yeah.
or they'll fold down and they'll retract and hide.
But the front ones,
The fronts are just chairs.
they're
Those
just chairs,
come
but they
up.
didn't used to be. So I think
Yeah.
there's something that
They
happened.
didn't- yeah. So to be conversion friendly, we did have like chairs like the ones that are behind, but those were very hard to store
Yep.
and a kind of a pain to go in and out with.
So you guys got rid of them.
So we did get rid of
And
them
then put in
and we
the-
just put regular folding.
Yeah,
chairs
we
there.
noticed that because the first few
A and B,
games.
yeah. The first 2 rows were had become folding chairs.
Yeah,
and
no.
we're in the third row.
Yeah.
Yep.
So hang on. So I know I can in my mind envision the floor sliding back, but what does my seat? It just folds forward.
Yep.
And slides right under.
Yep.
Sick.
We'll press a button and it just kind of all folds.
I told you we have
one.
this
Can we
sickest
go watch
section.
one
I'm
night? I
telling
just
you,
want to
man.
stand there and I can hold a cup
So
of coffee
cool.
and watch.
Well, what's funny is I noticed that, okay, this is where I nerd out and a little bit of my construction background because you're looking at blueprints and doing weird stuff. But anyway, so I went out to the El Paseo store back when they had the retail store out there, and then they had the model of the arena. And this is before it was done. And I noticed because I'm like, where's our section and where's this? And like, oh, cool. And it was gone. There was a hole there. And I said, whoa, this model's wrong. This model's wrong. I said, where's my section? Where's the? And that's when I learned, like, oh, they're going to have a retractable for. Now, do they put the EMTs back in there? Is that what for the concerts? Somebody told me like that's where like the ambulances go back in there, or no? That
is our
somebody lied?
main ADA access to any floor
Okay.
events.
Okay.
So that seating unit will come out and we'll build a ramp and it connects to the Iceplex level actually.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Oh, so we had when Jimmy Buffett was in town, may he rest in peace. We had floor seats that were like right there, and yeah, you take the elevator where you go up to the Silvercrest level.
Yeah.
It just goes right down to the floor to the Iceplex level, and you just brake left, and whoop, there it is.
It just dumps you right out. Okay. Yeah. All right. So that's good to know.
I think
I was curious why they did
that
that.
there too.
Yep.
Yeah, I was curious why that
There
whole
is.
area. And somebody had mentioned like, well, I think that's where they're going to have like for emergencies and things like that. So,
So it's an emergency exit basically in the event of an evacuation or anything like that. That is everybody on the floor has that route to take.
that's crazy. What was your biggest takeaway from opening night?
That I can do hard things.
Okay.
Did you realize after everything that you've done, like, I'm meant to do this. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. I nailed it. Like, yes.
I've succeeded.
Yeah. And then did that
Done
make
well.
everything moving forward a little easier?
A little bit, yeah. To know that I had a team willing and able to do all these things, willing to listen and work with me. That was the hardest part, and that was the unknown of coming out here.
Yeah.
There isn't another arena out here. There isn't really anything for people to have, this skill set, and they were going to need to be taught all of that. But
It takes a lot of courage.
They were open to it.
Good
so
for you.
Well, since opening, obviously you've gotten very good at it because now they're cranking. There was back-to-back hockey games Wednesday, Thursday, concert Friday, hockey Saturday.
Yeah.
So you guys have got this, down to a science. What else are you responsible for? Like your operational manager, right? Operations queen of operations.
Senior.
Senorita.
Thank you.
What else are you doing? What else are you responsible for? What else do you do?
So I'm helping out with the housekeeping team to make sure that they're, knowing what they need to do, the information they need so that they can be staffed to clean the event, post-clean, and make sure we're ready there.
How many people after a hockey game where inconsiderate people like me leave peanut shells on the floor?
Can we talk about that for a second since you're going to bring that up?
Yeah.
What the hell do you guys do down there? I'm looking down at your
Stress.
Dude,
Stress
it is.
nuts.
It's peanuts. There's liquid.
we pack
There's
our trash
all
out.
kinds of
We
stuff.
pack our trash out for
Bro.
sure. But the peanut, it's some of the games are
You and
stressful.
Heather and Adam. And
I know.
you
Anyway,
guys.
So how many people does it take
What
to
are you
clean
doing?
that? Because we come in, it's like surgical suite clean when we
Yeah.
arrive.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's about 30 people. as
For the
well.
whole thing?
For
Really?
the whole thing.
Really?
Yeah. 30 to 40.
Do they have like
That's
those
impressive.
backpack vacuum things? And
They have that, sweepers. They have, blowers and
Okay.
things like that to help make it a little faster for all of them. But
it's just amazing.
Yeah.
That place is huge. That 30 people. How long does it take 30 people to get it event ready again?
they're typically out of there before we are, so 8 hours or less.
That's pretty good.
Amazing.
That's strong.
Yeah.
I mean, we got through the whole season plus the extended season of last year.
Sure.
Yeah.
So you're going to learn some stuff.
Oh,
obviously.
yeah.
Speaking of extended season, so one of the games we came in and every single seat had a T-shirt on it. Was that you?
It was not me. That was the game presentation team.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
That did all.
That
of
was Ron's guys.
Ron's guys. Yeah. I believe it was somebody else last year.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Well,
so
guess what, Ron? If we go in the playoffs,
It's
you're gonna
T-shirt
be
time.
There's gonna be a
T-shirt
T-shirt
time.
Somebody.
Every time.
Yes.
That's cool.
T-shirts, towels, and all of that.
Yeah, all that.
Were you a hockey person before, or I mean, growing up in Wisconsin?
Kind of have to be.
And kind of have to be. Also, I'm assuming you're a Green Bay Packer fan, or
I'm not. I'm actually a Vikings fan.
Minnesota, because you're so close to that
Yes.
side. That is my next question.
Yep.
Tim O'Brien wasn't Tim from that area as well?
Everyone's from somewhere else
Anyway.
around here. Yeah.
So you followed hockey before?
I did not. So this is the most invested I've ever been in all of this. I watched my brother play hockey growing up. He played for about 15 years, and
That's a good
then
run.
I just in my last building I wasn't as invested. It was more of a tenant type situation. You didn't really work as closely with the team as we do here, but.
So I realize it's kind of like a busman's holiday, but do you go to games and watch games and enjoy games? No.
I have not. I've not gone to a game. I'm at every game, but I am working.
No, that's what I
Yeah.
mean. Have you had the? I know you're definitely working.
Yeah.
Have you ever
had the chance to just enjoy a game?
No.
do you
Would you like to?
desire to do
Can
that?
you?
I would love to.
Okay.
I would love to, but there are certain things with my team that they need to know, I guess, before I'm fully comfortable just leaving them be.
Okay.
There are some things that they like if glass came out or something broke and things like that. Like my team is responsible for that with the assistance of RJ's team.
I was gonna say because RJ, we saw one couple games that it separated and they
Yeah.
came out with their like pit crews.
Yeah,
stuff
RJ
to
came
fix
out
it,
and
but-
like kind of fixed it up and
Yeah.
So you're at every game.
Yes.
What is? Wow, that's
but you're working.
yeah. What are you doing
working.
during the game?
I am watching it in the office. I'll take a lap around the concourse, make sure that things are good up there if anybody needs help. But it's mostly just I'm nearby our storage room with our tools and things like that.
So
RJ,
anything operationally, you got to be ready to respond.
So you're pit crew, basically.
Yeah.
You're like at
Yep.
the ready, just
Yep.
going
So
for it.
if we're at an intermission or anything like that, it's going to be myself that's going to need to go out there and look at something or try to fix something real quick, because those other members are busy with doing what they're supposed to be doing.
Do you have the expertise, the training to go fix the glass if it comes loose, or do you have guys? That's, I mean,
she's senior, the senior operations man, tip of the spear.
My last building, we had quite a few glass issues. In about every game that I worked over there, glass fell out.
Wow. I'm
well,
shocked.
that
it
doesn't sound like
doesn't
you're
do
doing a
it
very good
more.
job.
Dude, I mean, when
It's a very old system, a 20-year-old system.
it's impressive to see the amount of impact those suckers can take, because I've seen them bend incredibly far and not come at
They're
us.
made for that, right? They're
It's
made.
They
so
are.
impressive. It's
So
so
the,
impressive.
The new systems, the glass sits about 3 inches within the walls.
Okay.
The older systems, they were only sitting about a 1/4 inch in a
yeah.
channel. So
And they used to be glass.
yeah, that too.
Yeah.
But the safety
Sketch.
cable is, as long as that's in its right position, the idea is a player, hits and the glass is supposed to flex out, but that safety cable pulls it and sucks it back in so that it stays within the poles. What happens is sometimes if that cable's not tight or if the poles aren't in the right spot, the glass will flex out and it'll turn and it'll pop out of the pole.
Wait, the cables and poles within the boards that
Yeah,
hold the glass in
so
place?
There's clear acrylic poles that separate each piece of
Right.
glass, and then there's a safety cable at the top
Oh, at the top. Okay.
that kind of sucks it in and holds it in
That
place.
way, if
I've
it
never really
does
noticed
separate, it doesn't fall over. Oh, that's clever.
Okay.
I mean, that's
Yes. Yeah.
that's pretty smart. We have noticed, obviously, we're well over 100 games now from day one. The scuffing and the scarring and stuff. How and I walk and go, oh, they should have cleaned that, but then obviously it's not that easy.
Right.
What's the story with like how does that stuff get repaired and cleaned and unscuffed?
Or does it?
Or does it?
Every summer we buff the glass, kind of like you do a car or things like that. Take a little machine and kind of get those marks out of there. Every morning we do clean the inside and the outside, take a magic eraser, try to get some of those puck marks off and things like that. When we do have these back-to-back, hockey, concert hockey, something else,
No time.
There's no
there's
time,
not a
right?
lot of time to do that. It's a big project. It takes about 3 days to do all of the glass because you just got to do it piece by piece. And
Is it the same piece, same panel in the same spots.
Yeah.
Because I've noticed in our section, like I'm again a dork.
He is a dork.
I look at. I'm like, oh, I see that same scuff mark. Or there was a footprint.
Yeah, how did that? Yes,
There
I
was a
remember that.
footprint on one of them, and I kept seeing the same ones. I'm like, that made my brain go, okay, so they must use the same panel in the same spot for every one. Yeah. So I wanted to ask the person in charge, so that's
Yeah.
okay,
So each
confirm.
panel is numbered, to make that whole training piece, more easier for everybody.
Yep.
We put a number on the piece of glass and a number on top of the wall, so that number matches. So every
I'm
time
gonna look for the number.
Look at the numbers.
you'll see it on the inside. But the footprint comes from when we go to take the glass out. We don't have a piece on the cart that stops it from falling off the cart at the bottom all the time. So they utilize their foot a little bit and they kind of stomp it neatly to that edge, to that perfect spot to fit all the pieces within the cart. That's where we got to go through and make sure that we're cleaning the glass so you don't see those footprints.
It's okay. It was cool though. I'm like, oh, I wonder.
I'm like, they still make K-Swiss? Like,
what
kind of?
Yeah, it's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was funny. Yeah, and I thought, oh, that's again just looking at little things like that.
All right, Wisconsin. We talked before we started recording about Wisconsin. Yeah. I been there a few times. Absolutely, I loved every minute that I was there, even the hard ones. My wife did her nursing clinicals in Racine, which is really weird. It's right on the water, and then the water splashes, and there's no salt, and it's bizarre, but that's a whole other thing. But I discovered cheese curds.
I love cheese curds.
And then I learned the only place in the world to get cheese is Wisconsin. When I shop for cheese, I'll look if it says like Happy Cow, California, or Tillamook, like the Oregon cheese. They don't know nothing about no cheese. Wisconsin, you a cheese girl? You love the cheese?
Love cheese. Squeaky cheese, fried cheese.
Yeah.
All of it.
Fried cheese.
Yeah.
Cheese curds.
Cheese curds.
Cow. I never had one.
You've never had a cheese curd?
No.
Is there anywhere out here to get good Wisconsin cheese curds?
I have yet to find them.
All right, well.
I'm a Northwest kid.
Okay.
I'm seafood all day.
If anyone watching this knows where in the valley to get good Wisconsin cheese curds, will you please put that in the comments? Because I know two of us, maybe three of us.
I'll go.
That'll be going.
100%. I like trying new things.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cheese curds.
Where? Well, it's part of the other questions. I guess I'm not going to get into that. What's the hardest part of your job?
Team no sleep over here. The hours, they're just trying to get used to that. I've been doing this long enough that I know I've trained myself to be able to sleep whenever I can. And
Do you have blackout curtains at home?
I do not. But
Let's invest.
Yeah, we're investing. Just being able to okay, I need to sleep through all day so that I can be up all night. But then in 2 days, I got to be on a normal 8 to 4 schedule, things like that. So being able to function, as a human.
What's the best part of your job?
Coming into the building and watching 9,000 people enjoy something that we all put together.
Yeah, and we do. Let me just tell you, we not even enjoy it. It's our happy place.
Yeah.
It really is.
The smell. I think Kyle and I agree. Of all the things, if you just close your eyes and take that first step through that second door,
love it.
The smell of the arena is just pure
the chill,
joy. And we're dorks.
The ice.
I'll admit it, we're dorks.
Yeah, it's the chill of the ice. It's the smell, and then you kind of get this feeling.
Yeah.
It felt weird at the Eagles concert to not see the glass, to see my section removed. But I marveled at. So my background in construction was asphalt, and so it's very similar where it's an organized chaos. Mm-hmm. You have a crew of guys, about eight guys, and everybody plays a role. And it has to happen fast. Timing is everything, because with asphalt, it's all about heat, and you lose the heat, you lose the asphalt, and now you're stuck, and so you have to go, and everybody has to be on point. When it's game time, it's game time. So we worked hard, we played hard. So I get that camaraderie, I get that understanding, and we worked ungodly hours. You work when you can just get it done. So when I see that, when I walk into a building like that, you know, and all I saw was the ice, all I've seen is hockey. And then when I saw it, I literally stood around and I was so impressed. Like, I know it has to take so much time and energy and effort. I mean, so you must love there. I mean, and it is like there's kind of a sickness where you have to kind of enjoy the ugly of it, because otherwise you wouldn't do it so much.
Correct.
And I think that's impressive. I just think you guys, all of you, deserve a raise, bonuses.
That would be awesome.
I'm just going to
Hey,
advocate
take it
on
easy,
this.
Jennifer.
I'm just going to advocate.
Yeah.
But I really was looking around, and I even took some video of the entire arena. And it's much bigger when people are sitting on the ice.
Yeah.
It's just like, man, this thing fills up.
You can fit about 2,000 chairs on the floor.
2,000.
2,000, yeah.
So then that seats
Like
what
13,
total?
it's almost 13 for a concert, right? 13,000?
I think it's still at 11.
Oh,
Maybe
really?
11.
Almost
in the-
pushing
like,
12, right?
Yeah, something along those lines.
Yeah, and so and you guys are there for the concerts up until the very end.
Yes.
Till the last person is out the door, and then it's go time for you guys.
I'll bet people are still up on the concourse.
Yes.
And
So
they're already
people are
starting their
still on the
work.
concourse. People could still be sitting on the floor, and we're breaking chairs, the bike rack, barricades,
Get
trying
out,
to move
get
that.
out,
It's
get
like
out. Yep.
we kind of got to get going.
Yeah.
Our chair strikes, so striking 2,000 chairs have to happen typically in less than 40.
In my head, I can hear the clank, clank, clank,
Yep.
clank,
45
clank,
minutes
clank.
is
45 minutes to get 2,000 chairs removed.
Yes. So that they, depending on if the show brought their own stage, if it's our stage, they have to roll it, get it out of the way, take down all their rigging of their lights and all those.
Oh yeah, that was the other
fancy-
thing I was
fancy
impressed
things.
by.
Lights and screens.
All those
and-
speakers and the lights and the screens and all of that. I mean, that's got to take hours to just put
To
up
set
and take
it
down.
up, yeah. So they, the Eagles, they started their load in at 5 a.m. They didn't finish really rigging everything until about noon.
Whoa.
So it took all of that time within that, and KISS was the same way.
Kids probably that pyrotechnics going on. All right, I'm going to ask you to tell us a secret. Okay. Has there been a near catastrophe operationally in the middle of an event that we never knew anything about?
So if you were at the Sting concert,
We weren't, so you can say whatever you
Okay.
want about it.
so the lights came on when Sting was on like song number 2,
The house lights?
the house lights.
Uh-oh.
They weren't supposed to.
Oh no.
But he played it off like it was
Yeah.
supposed to happen like that. But they just came on, like the system just reset itself in the middle of the show.
That's like the sprinklers going on.
Right. Oh, could you imagine that happening?
Yeah. So that, and then all of a sudden we got it all figured out, went back off, and it was fine. But nobody out in the audience would have ever known that anything would have happened. But
What were you
everybody
doing? Were you
behind,
just like, what were you doing?
I was in the office, and we are like, what is happening? And all the tours like freaking out. They're like, what's going on? We need to know. And we like told them, hey, hard reset. We don't know what happened.
Just happens.
The company doesn't know what
I just
happened.
imagine you grabbing a walkie-talkie and running somewhere to
Oh
go
sure.
hit like Jurassic Park.
Yeah,
Go face the dinosaurs and get the switch.
Was it like that when we lost power?
Yeah, I was gonna say that the power outage game.
Yes, so that was, I don't know. That was a weird in itself. That I was actually in the Zamboni tunnel when that happened, and all the lights went out, and I'm like, it's kind of dark in here.
Yeah. We thought that's a little
going on?
early.
I know we were excited. Like, yeah, the game's starting.
Yeah.
Nope.
And then I look up at the video board and I see the ribbon board, and I'm like, I don't think it should be doing that.
Right. That's what we thought too. We're like, wait a minute, something's off.
You're like, but
Something's
it's not
right.
my union, so
Yeah.
okay.
Something's not right. So then we started making all the phone calls, and it turns out the power, like
For yeah,
this
the whole
whole
grid or the
area
whole-
was
yeah.
was out of power.
Mhm.
So then backup generator kicks on,
Yep.
and all of that. Unfortunately, we can't play a hockey game with those in that light setting. So we tried to wait it out as long as we could. Unfortunately, we had to make that decision at some point, and then the power came back on.
As soon as my foot touched the concourse,
Yeah.
the top of the stairs, the lights came on.
They came back on.
And all I turned around and saw was Jason Hernandez walking by himself to the Zamboni tunnel. He was the
And
last
I'm
man
yelling at
standing.
him, bring out the players. Like we're good now.
Dude, they were already dressed
They
and
were
showered
gone.
and
Yeah.
Refs were gone.
halfway to Sullivan's by then
Yeah.
or wherever they
Everybody
go.
was out. They were
Yeah.
like, no, we're not doing this.
Wow.
So,
Okay. What else?
Well, I was thinking about the new compound. Are you involved in the new compound at all? Because we went out recently. I was out there.
It's pretty sweet.
It was really awesome. Maybe we'll show some pictures or videos of me screwing around out there.
Okay.
But it was a lot of fun. So I had a
We'll
chance.
do that during the compound episode.
We did. Yeah.
I'm not trying to over edit this episode.
It was fun. So do you have any hand in that, or is that just
we cover the furniture, make sure it stays protected when it's not in use and that kind of thing, but it's mostly food and beverage and guest services kind of handle the upkeep in a way, make it nice and pretty. Operations isn't really known to make things pretty. We just kind of set it up and make sure it's safe for you.
Yeah, it's awesome.
But then those people come back behind us and make it all nice and pretty for everybody to come and enjoy.
I would love an opportunity to just do a video or walk around and I want to see all this in action, like you guys doing that or them coming behind you and then setting everything up, or just literally like a night with you guys, like converting things over. I would love to just sit and watch and just see that stuff happen, because I think it's fascinating. I think to see all of that, again, it's organized chaos. Yeah. And it has to happen in the right sequence with the right timing and everything has to be just so, and I would love to just observe.
So I don't know for sure yet, but we may have already shown that video on this episode of that happening. And if we had, and I don't know because I haven't edited the episode yet, but if we did, then I just showed it again.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for doing
Cool.
that. Yeah. I appreciate you.
If we didn't, then y'all didn't say anything because it didn't happen.
I just want to be a fly on the wall. You can, give me a 24-hour pass, us a 24-hour pass. We just wear a staff shirt, and I would love to I'll work. You can put me to work. I can carry some stuff.
I'll watch the time-lapse video. It's about 30 seconds.
It'd be great. No,
just
we
pour
gotta
myself
be
a
there.
Jameson and do that.
I think it would be amazing. Dude, it'd be so much fun to hang out there and just watch all that happen.
Would it though?
For me, again, I like weird. I like that.
Would
kind
you
of
try
stuff.
to step in and help if we?
I actually probably would.
I want to do the ice crew one day. I want to shovel just one.
Me too.
One intermission.
Yes.
But RJ said no.
Yeah. No, we tried to do that too. But
he said no.
I know I would. I probably would be like, oh, can I help you with? I can carry that. Like I can do some stuff.
I have one.
I'll sign the waiver. It's fine. Like I'm good like that.
Sign the waiver.
Yeah, man.
I have one more. The last thing that I'm really curious about is today's Wednesday. We're shooting this on a Wednesday, right? Mm-hmm. I don't think anything was happening yesterday.
We did. We had a private event for Acrisure Insurance. So they had their end of
so
year.
it's stuff we don't even know about. All right. Let's pretend you didn't.
We're not in the loop like that.
For the context of this question, let's pretend nothing happened on Tuesday, nothing happened today, and nothing's happening tomorrow. Mm-hmm. What is your day like then? What is the day-to-day outside of the actual physical working?
I'm trying to prep for future events. So today and tomorrow, we're actually cutting plywood to cover the hockey dam for PBR, which is coming up in March.
Okay.
So that's what we're going to be doing for the next couple days. I'm just trying to beef it up, make it protected a little bit more than what we had last year.
Okay.
And then otherwise, it's really just go to Home Depot. What are we missing? What do we need more of?
I love this job.
I
love this job.
Dude, I imagine like a vendor, but no, you're going to Home Depot.
I'm going to Home
that's
Depot.
Awesome.
Like, what do I need? What are we missing? What's broken? What can I fix? What storage room needs organized?
Do you do a lap or a tour around the arena every day to see what needs to be done?
Yep. See what's out of place. What doesn't exactly look correct. Make sure all the seats are still functioning. No broken ones.
When you go to events at other arenas, are you like not so much on the event, but looking at the operation stuff?
Yes.
Yeah.
I
can't help it, right?
I can't turn it off.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm noticing all the little things of like, oh, they do this or they do that. They have this. I'm definitely looking at all of that.
I want to ask you what you've seen where, but I don't want to put anybody.
Let's not do that.
I don't want to put anybody
Let's
on
not do that.
on notice.
No.
Okay.
No.
All right. Fair enough.
So you've been doing this a couple of years now. We're going on a year and a half, right?
Yeah.
And so you think you're going to stick around for a while?
Yes.
Awesome.
I want to see this through, kind of see what I can build with the team below me and, help them be in my position someday somewhere, whether it's here or somewhere else. Oakview Group is opening buildings all across the world, and there's plenty of opportunities for my team if they're willing to move, and I want to help them do that.
As long as you stay here.
We'll see.
Well, is there maybe aspirations? Maybe the
Yeah, that's
NHL
what-
or somebody else, other arenas
Yeah.
maybe call, and you're gonna be like, so you're open to kind of whatever, but this is the thing that you
Yeah.
do.
So my next step would be a director somewhere. I know I have a lot more to learn and more things that I need to go through in my current position before I can even try to make that step.
Okay.
So I'm well aware of that. And this is the spot where I need to be to do that. So
Well, you seem happy doing what you're doing.
I love what I do.
And
for
we
you.
can tell you're good at it because
Yeah.
we can't tell you've done anything.
That's right.
It's just you walk in, it's a concert. You walk in, it's a hockey game. You
Yeah.
walk in, it's a concert.
Yeah.
That's how we know you're good at it because it appears seamless. Cirque du Soleil,
Yeah.
like it just appears seamless.
WWE.
I'm ready. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's go.
I'm always ready.
You ready for when you came in? We talked about rapid fire, and
Oh,
you
great.
had this nervous little thing going, but it's rapid fire time,
Yeah.
Rapid
and
fire.
he's going to explain the rules,
Oh God.
and
Yeah.
let's get to it.
Don't overthink it. So, and I think the best way to go about this is just literally just relax and they're not. These are wiffle ball questions, so don't think like I'm going to ask you to do long division or anything like that
Okay.
because we know what your
No.
math skills are like.
We learned
we've
about math
covered
skills
that
earlier, yeah.
And so none of that is happening. But this is just a way for us to get to know you a little better.
Okay.
Okay. Since you've talked about the arena food, what is your go-to food at the arena? What do you enjoy there?
I'm typically always getting the chicken strips and tater tots from CV Barbecue.
Right on. Yep.
I still haven't had them yet.
Dude, those tots are out of
I
this
keep
world.
hearing about
Good.
it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I think my new thing now is I haven't tried the new fries, the waffle fry, or not the waffle, but
The fry heaven.
yeah. But I do like the ones outside that come with the side fuego
So those are
dipping
the
sauce.
skinny fries.
I like those.
Fry heaven has those.
I know.
Waffle, not the
Or not
waffle,
the-
the crinkle cut.
Yes.
I,
I kind of like that. I like the ones.
it's
but anyway,
depends on your mood.
right.
Okay.
But
But chicken tenders and
and
tots.
tots.
Okay.
Okay, so the
Those
tots I
What
hear
sauce?
are good.
What sauce
Pretty
do you
good.
use?
0.
No sauce.
No sauce.
Sometimes we'll have barbecue sauce in the office. I'll utilize that sometimes, but pretty plain.
What what's your go-to meal out in the valley or restaurant? Is there a certain place you like to go to frequent?
Mostly Domino's.
Domino's, right on. Okay, what's on the
a-
pizza?
Domino's.
That's a working girl answer. She's got
What's
Domino's.
yeah.
what's on the pizza?
Just sausage and pepperoni.
Nice,
Yeah, pretty basic.
solid.
Wisconsin meat lover style.
I love that. I like spicy sausage. I like spice anyway. All right, what's on your radio come game day? Is there anything that you're jamming, or maybe your
Or not really
crew?
game day, like transition day.
Yeah,
like-
transition day
Transition
for
day.
you guys. Like,
Yeah.
is there something that you're listening to, or maybe are you pumping music while you guys are doing your thing?
Yeah, so I let the team pick. Most of my team is under the age of 25, so it's very into the.
Do you have the overhead going during the thing?
No, we have just
Or-
a portable speaker
Okay.
that we'll pull out.
What's
but it's
playing?
like today's hits that I have no idea who they are.
Little Olivia Rodrigo going.
But it's
She's
like
new. She's popular.
it's pump up music,
Yeah.
like nothing sad and depressing at
course.
that point. But
So no Billie Eilish. Also current.
Good
and-
job.
Yeah.
You.
I got a 22-year-old. I got to stay current.
You're
so
on
I'm
it,
relevant.
man.
I got to stay relevant at
It's
home.
impressive.
Yeah. Well, you have a 20-year-old too, so
Yeah, but I'm not as on it. I mean, she's a big Taylor Swift fan, and everybody you've discussed so far, but I'm not.
okay.
You know.
You should be. They're
I
all
know.
pretty good.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, you're also Kelly Clarkson all the way.
Love Kelly. No, she's number one.
Hardcore.
Kelly's number one. See,
He even has a tattoo of Kelly Clarkson
I
on his
don't,
chest.
but I would think about.
I'm going
it.
to start that rumor right now.
But see her look on her face, Kelly.
oh yeah, Kelly's great.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Nice.
See?
You found
Kindred spirits over
yeah,
here.
simpatico.
Okay.
What's a treat yourself day look like for Megan?
Cool. I'm sleeping all day.
Yeah, that's
I'm
a treat
putting-
yourself
I'm
day.
putting Harry Potter on TV, and I'm just napping.
Okay.
Oh, right on. Okay. Do you read the books?
No,
Watch the movies.
I've watched.
Sounds
the
like she
movies.
listens to the movies while
Yeah.
she's sleeping.
Yeah.
I've watched the movies probably 50 times or more.
Okay.
I'm not going to try to piss you off, but I've never seen one Harry Potter movie.
I've only seen one. I only saw the first one. It was really good.
I've
I don't know
never
why
seen
we didn't get.
I never got
to see
into
it.
it.
I thought it was really good.
Okay,
Yeah,
sorry.
They're good.
I know.
You're missing out.
I know. That's what I hear. It's a good series, and it's good deal. Are you a DC or MCU person?
What is that?
It's okay. So
Everyone says the same thing.
they don't. There's some people do get it. Like Ron got it.
Ron got it. Well, you know, okay.
So there's DC is Superman, Wonder Woman, right? The Flash,
Batman.
MCU. You know, the Marvel Universe, Iron Man, Thor. You remember when like that was the superhero movies?
I never got into those.
Never got into any of those.
No.
Okay, well,
So we got our first neither.
That's
I got no.
we're just
Well,
Harry
you're
Potter.
gonna love the next
Yeah,
question.
Harry
all
Potter.
day,
Yeah.
every day. I'm gonna ask the question anyway. Who's
Yeah.
your favorite superhero? Everybody has one.
You can still have one.
Yeah.
I mean, Wonder Woman is probably the
That's a good one.
easiest option to pick.
Yeah.
But I saw that movie.
I was gonna ask the Linda Carter or the new Gal Gadot.
Gal Gadot.
Yeah.
It's probably the new, the
new
new
one.
one. I don't think
Gal
I ever
Gadot?
saw the
Okay.
old one.
I mean, either one's good. I mean, you're not going to lose either way. What other profession, other than what you're doing right now, would you have liked to try or done
Counting.
outside of accounting?
Outside of
Because that was a crash and burn.
That was a
crash-
crash
that's
and burn.
fail.
Flight 800 is what that was.
That was fail.
With that accounting try, I also attempted in like what was it? Management information systems.
So boring.
I fell asleep when you were saying that.
What? I'm sorry. I blacked
so like
out.
the coding of programs within a business.
Oh, you're gonna be a coder.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
that sounds really
I
I
boring.
love what
enjoyed-
you do now. 'Cause
Yeah.
that sounds horrible.
Yeah.
I enjoyed. I took a class or two on stuff like that, and
Right.
I had fun with it. It was fun. But
Okay.
I only wanted that to be with accounting. I didn't want to do that on its own,
Mm-hmm.
so I never pursued it past that. But
Okay. Well, I think you're doing what you're supposed to be doing right now, and I'm glad you are.
Yeah.
This is my last one. It's my favorite one. What's your favorite curse word?
probably the F word. Do I have to say it?
You don't have to.
You don't have to, but
You
he sure
can.
wants you to.
I
Mom,
say,
turn the radio down in the car.
I say fuck a lot.
Do you? Yeah,
I
you do.
imagine.
Well,
Yeah.
you're on that. You're out there doing a lot of things. Things don't go well, and
Yeah.
it's the most encompassing word that kind of.
Can be used for anything.
I think so.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It comes out every once in a while.
It's
Once in
okay.
a
There's
while.
no judgments here.
Mine
Are
comes
you
out every
kidding?
once and a while.
Yeah,
It's
if you
just
hang
all
around
the
Dave
time.
long
Yeah.
enough, you're gonna realize
Yeah,
like
no,
that's wiffle ball
I
stuff
like
for him.
Sailors get embarrassed around me. It's not, it's not a good thing.
I'm
not
so
happy
proud
about
of you
that.
how well you do during the show.
Business is business.
During the show,
Yeah.
you do such a good job.
I'll go full Tourette's when I go outside, though.
Yeah,
Be
just
like,
get it out.
Yeah.
Get it out.
Dude, this was fun.
This
You
was
have
good. I actually really enjoyed this. I
Yeah.
hope. Did you enjoy this?
I did. I'm not a people person. I don't do small talk.
Yeah.
this
This is not really small talk, though. This is,
this was different for me, outside my comfort zone. But
Well, I'm glad you said yes, and we've been wanting to do this. We're very curious. The show is
Yeah.
based around not just we've had some players on, and we've had the announcers on. We try to get everybody who's involved with the Firebirds because we know it's not just one dimensional. We
it's
could
about the experience.
Yeah, and it takes you, it takes your crew, and we're so glad and so thankful for you guys
Yeah.
because it is seamless. Like we walk in and it just feels the same every time. You guys do a hell of a job. I mean, you do. You kick ass,
And look,
it's great.
if you guys are doing a lap around the arena and you happen to see Megan, just say thanks.
yeah,
I will. I'll for sure.
100%.
Say thanks.
Do you ever see us out there?
you make it on this big screen a lot.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
That's not an accident.
That's not what I'm
either.
asking.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you're doing a hot
Yeah,
lap, do you ever?
sometimes, yeah.
Well, say hi.
Yeah.
will.
Because now we're friends.
Now we're friends.
We can do
I
that.
officially have met you.
Would you? Yes, you have. Were you kind of expecting something different?
What do you mean?
Well, because like you said, you see the craziness. You see, I mean, he's
Yeah.
A little bit.
Dave's out there, and where you're like, oh God, I have no idea what I'm going to walk into. These guys
Kinda.
are a little
Yeah.
wild.
But
Was this-
thankfully, I watched an episode
Oh, good.
yesterday.
So you
I
realize
kinda
they're
had
normal.
I'm like, okay, I can probably do this.
They're normal.
I'll
They're
be okay.
You
Good.
did great. No, you did
No,
really
you did
well.
fantastic. And
Yeah.
so, would you come back and do this again if we
I'd
actually
do
did?
this again.
Would you?
Yeah.
That's
Or some version.
great.
What if we did it at a place where we could have Jamesons while we were doing
Cool.
this?
I mean, I'd be down.
Yeah,
Really?
we'll get you
There we,
driving.
we'll make we'll make it happen. We'll make
just,
it happen.
Just throwing ideas out. I'm an ideas
I love
guy.
it. So, can we get a Go Birds from you?
Go.
Do you have a good Let's Go
The
Firebirds?
eyebrows.
Go
Go
Bird.
bird. Go what?
Yeah,
Do
well,
what
that's
now?
gonna make the front.
Do what to
of
who?
our- yeah.
Yeah.
Do you-
No.
She said no to the Go Birds. Okay. Okay,
Not
fair
at all.
enough.
you're-
Oh, we'll give you one. Go Birds.
Go birds.
Yeah.
We'll take it.
That's-
Questioning.
It is. It sounded more like a
Is that a
question.
question? Go Birds.
Yes.
There you go. That's it.
That's
All
how
right,
we
that's
ended.
it. Go Birds.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you.
This was so good. Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
All right, we're gonna hit stop.
See, now that was fun. If you've enjoyed this episode of the Firebirds Fan Zone, please remember to hit that like button. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now is the perfect time. Those likes and subscribes help other Firebirds fans like you find the show so they too can get in on the fun. Till next time, go Birds!